Welcome everybody to the No Name Nonsense podcast. I am here as your host, Corny J, and I'm sitting here with not one, but two illustrious guests. The first one, everybody knows, the number one guy I brought on for this show, my man DJ Tunes. What's going on, Tunes?
What up, what up? We in
Man,
here.
we've been out here, man. I feel like this show's starting to get some steam, man. People out here telling us what they want to hear, and I tell them that we're going to give you what we got, so.
Yeah, shout out to all our followers and viewers, yo. Keep on watching. Spread the word.
Absolutely. Now we're bringing on an oldie but goodie. I think he was here with me episode 3 or 4, and whenever we need somebody to come out with a bullpen swinging, he's like, what is it, DH? For baseball, he's like our DH. We need somebody coming out the bullpen swinging. We don't need you to catch. We don't need you to run no bases. We just need a bat. So we came with the best bat I could find, which is my man Rico. What's going on, Rico?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for inviting me again. I enjoy it. I enjoy the show.
No doubt.
And let's keep this going.
Plus, man, I had to bring Rico on out here because, the topics we're about to hit on right now is right up his alley. If anybody can see and look at his shirt, it's a Tribe Called Quest shirt. And we're going to get into how that's going to play into one moment. But before we hit on to that, let's talk about where everybody can find us. So please remember to like, subscribe, follow us on all of our numerous platforms. We are on Facebook and on YouTube under Head Cannon Circus. You're probably listening to us now, possibly on Spotify under Head Cannon Circus. Also, we have a playlist cultivated by DJ Tunes that has some of these segments, but musical interludes. That playlist is DJ Tunes and Corny J. Check that out on Spotify as well. Also, we do have an exclusive show on Facebook called Wrestling Review, where we review old school wrestling matches or new school wrestling matches for good or for bad with my man Travis. So please check us out there. We got a lot of things coming through the pipeline. So please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. And most importantly, share it. Share it out to your friends, family, relatives. Make this a big thing. I mean, we were all up to quit our jobs and just do this full time. And we can just pump out videos for you all day long. So you can make that happen for us, but the first step is always just enjoying what we do here. So let's go on to our topics. So the topics we want to talk about today is that Swiss Beats officially announced a Outkast versus Tribe Called Quest versus, which is going to set the world on fire. But before we get into that topic, we want to talk about the passing of King Von. This is probably a week, or maybe by the time you're listening to this, 2 weeks after he released his new album, which actually I kind of liked. I had never listened to anything he had made before, but since I'm doing a music show, I figured I need to listen to all music, and I thought it was a dope album. But he passed away. R.I.P. to him, rest in power and in peace. But I wanted to talk very quickly about, we only see this kind of death and this amount of death in hip-hop. And so I don't know if DJ Tunes, you want to talk a little bit like why do we see this amount of death in hip-hop? What's going on with our culture that's leading us down this path?
I mean, unfortunately, first and foremost, most of these rappers are from the streets. You know what I'm saying? They're a product of their environment. And I know this for a fact because I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was from that environment, and I was taken away from that environment at a young age to prevent from being in those type of situations. The reason why we left Brooklyn, New York is because my cousin, which was one of my first cousin, Raymond, you guys know Raymond, his brother was murdered. You know what I'm saying? He was shot dead in the streets in New York, and family had enough and was like, yo, we got to get the heck up out of here. So, you got these rappers who become famous, overnight success, there's a lot of envy, between, family members to friends to everybody. You can't support and carry everybody with you. And you know what I'm saying? It goes back to the old sayings, like you could take a ninja out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the ninja. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not easy for them to, take this money. They have the money and the success to go wherever they please and get out of that environment. But, unfortunately, sometimes we got to keep it a little too real. And when you keep it a little too real, you get yourself involved in real life shit that, consequences that end up in these situations. And it's unfortunate, but that's what we deal with today, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's one of those things. I feel that they are living that life. They're rapping about that life.
Exactly.
They're talking about how big and how you know, how much money they have, and then at the same time, they're going back to the areas where they grew up, and then of course, like how you said, there's going to be a hater. Although you could have been boys growing up,
Yeah,
they're mad because you're making money and they're not. So you know, it's just one of those things where it's like they're really living that life. You know, I mean, some of them do escape, some of them do leave that, but the majority of them they just stay where they're at. And there's going to be a point where just somebody's going to be like, oh, there he goes. You know, let's show him who's number one, or just it's the envy out
exactly.
of everything. It's like, hey, and it's sad. It really is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just gotta be smarter.
You know, I remember, excuse me, I remember vividly. I want to say it was Bootsy, Lil Bootsy. I think he was on the now canceled Vlad TV, and they asked
Hmm.
him about why a lot of rappers get killed, and he kind of
Hmm.
said the same thing that you guys said. Like they still live in their old neighborhoods. They still, you know, they still congregate with the same people. And he goes, "It's the envy. It's the
Yeah,
envy." He goes, "That envy and that hate just builds up into them, and they just feel like, you know, they probably asked him for something, and they were like, 'Nah, man, I ain't got it,' or 'I don't know who you are,' blah blah blah." And that envy and hate just builds up into them. And, you know, they go to the club and they see this Joker getting all the love from the DJ. They go to the club, all the ladies want to be around him in the VIP. They go to, you know, any walk of their lives, they're just seeing this guy, you know, and his crew and his people, you know, driving nice cars and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and I hate and envy builds up to the point that they feel like they got to do something about it, as
hmm,
if they kill him, they can get something off of it, like jewelry or money and etc., because they feel like they're starving. And it it's something to be said that if or I guess it should be, it's sad to be said that if you make it or you start making money in your communities, that you got to leave your community is the best thing you could do for your community. You know, leave
yeah,
your community and maybe come back once in a while, and not once in a while, but come back and, you know, help them, give out turkeys like Nino
yeah,
Brown.
yeah.
Like,
You can still
Uh-huh.
support your community without having to go back to the streets and be hanging out on the block.
right, right.
You
Now,
know.
I'm not saying King Von was a product of this situation, because I didn't really look into his death, because
Hmm.
I'm just so tired of black people dying that I'm starting to get to that point now where it's like I just don't want to know. I just don't want to know. I just want to make the change. I just don't want to know about the circumstances. Hey, he died. All right, what could we do to stop this from ever happening again? And a lot of it is just you know, we got to pull together. We got to do better of respecting each other and respecting, especially the ones of us that are making it out. We
Hmm.
got to do a better job of uplifting them and then helping them come back to the community and be, you know, prosperous for us as well. So I don't know, DJ, if you had any questions or thoughts on that. If not, we will just roll right into the main event here.
Nah, let's keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, Swiss Beats announced that he is going to the next verses after the T.I. and Jeezy one is possibly going to be Outkast versus Tribe Called Quest, which is setting the world on fire because most people will argue that Outkast One is probably, you will argue, is the greatest rap group of all time. But I feel like a lot of New York people would argue Wu-Tang or Tribe. Some people will even argue, if you're on that Jersey side, the Fugees. So I think this is what makes this a huge moment in hip hop, is because now we're talking about or getting to see something that we thought we would never see. Great groups actually battling each other for that top spot. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to start with our predictions first, or if we just want to start with who we actually siding with. Because I mean, who you think is going to win and who you're rooting for is two different things. So let's go with who we're rooting for. So DJ Tunes, who are you rooting for in this matchup?
Man, I think I stand firm in the middle, man. This is just such a legendary classic matchup, you know, of two great groups that, I mean, it's hard to choose one over the other. I mean, what they've both done for hip hop, one especially being in, you know, two different demographics, one being from the South and then one, taking over the East. You know, they both made had a huge impact on the hip hop, community in their own rights. So I can't really choose one or the other. It to me, like a lot of these versus battles is more of a celebration of hip hop than the actual, you know what I'm saying, one over the other, like, like a versus battle, like, who's gonna win or who's gonna lose. It's a win-win for hip hop, straight up.
Right, right. So
Yeah,
we
I,
already know Rico. Who are you rooting for, Rico?
no, see, no, this is tough because when you brought it up, I mean, I was listening to obviously a tribe longer than Outkast, but at the same time, I was in a Tribe or Outkast before we moved up here when we were still in Orlando, and obviously here you gotta rep them or listen to them or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
be a part of
Mm-hmm.
it. But I mean, it's so close that I would have to say it's like the voting thing right now.
Yeah.
That would be something like Tribe is 50.1
Mm-hmm.
to the 49.9. I mean, it's like that close. Because I mean,
Yeah, it
I
is.
always like, I mean, if you want to dance, if you want to groove, if you want to move, it's Outkast all day long. You know, if
Absolutely.
you want to sit and chill, drink a little
And
something,
vibe.
do a little something, and
Mm-hmm.
vibe and relax, then it's Tribe. So it's like two different, like
Depend on the
two
mood.
different genres of rap. You know, it's just what
Mm-hmm.
you want to do. You want to get riled up, or do you want to just chill? You know, so I mean, on that, but I still got to give mine to Tribe. But although deep down, I know if we're going with predictions, I know Outkast is going to win it though. They're going to win it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just by popularity. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Popular. You know what I'm saying? By popular demand, I think Outkast for sure. You know, there was the more mainstream, you know, group of the two. You know, so that you know, in that case, then I would agree with Rico there.
Wow, you guys. I think I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I think Tribe is gonna win, man. I think Tribe is like one of those groups that once you hear the songs, you forget that these are Tribe songs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what's going to put them a little bit over the edge. Because I mean, we gonna have some bangers that it ain't nothing Tribe gonna be able to do with. Like it's gonna be some songs that it don't matter what. Like it ain't gonna
Yeah.
they ain't gonna be able to do nothing with.
Yeah,
But I do think to a degree, like I said, I feel like when I was looking at some of the songs that Tribe, I was like, oh damn, I forgot about that song by Tribe. Oh damn, I forgot about that. Because after you get after your, world tours and Anita Applebaum, like you've kind of most people that aren't hugely versed in Tribe, you're kind of reaching, and then you start hearing the track, you go, oh shit,
like, oh shit,
and you
I
start
forgot about
reciting
that
bars from them, and you're like, damn, how do I know? I feel like that's what's going to help Tribe in that regard, and then I think you guys used the election as a good backdrop for it. It's going to be a bunch of Northerners that are going to be like, Tribe won
Tribe
this.
all day. Yeah.
Oh, Tribe got him. Tribe got him. Oh, they can't do it. And it's going to be a bunch of Southerners that's going to be like, what?
Tribe
You going to take that over Miss Jackson? You crazy. Like, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be, I hate to say a civil war, but a musical civil war here, because there's going to be a lot of Northerners are not going to concede that Tribe lost, and there's going to be a lot of Southerners are not going to concede that Outkast lost. And I think you said it best. It is a celebration and a win for hip hop altogether. But I think maybe it's my little bit of DC feeling closer to the North bias. I feel like I'm gonna ride with. I'm rooting for Tribe, and I think Tribe is gonna win though.
Don't get me wrong. I hope they win, but I just have a feeling like Toon said, based off of popularity, because you go out west and you go like to Seattle areas like that, and you play two songs, one from each one. They're gonna probably know
Outkast.
Sure, Outkast over Tribe. All day long. So I mean, that's the whole thing. Popularity wise, yeah, but I mean, they were both just good. I mean, I can't almost knock them.
Not good.
Now,
Great.
Does the split album count? The Love Below and Speaker Box, does that count as an Outkast album, or is that going to be divided to single? Okay, I'm just checking.
No, not to you, Rico.
That's not an Outkast. Saying, no, it's one album. Yeah, it should be one album. Yeah, it's them no matter what.
Yeah. It was unique. As far as doing kind of their individual thing.
Collaboration, I call it. It was separate, but obviously together at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What about Big Boy's solos? Are they going to be counted as Outkast?
No,
no, they should.
Those are solos.
My argument for that, and this is my argument for it, is that we know in these versus battles, if you guessed on someone's stuff, you can count it as in your battle
catalog.
So if Big Boy made a song by himself,
no, that shouldn't. No, he should not bring that in. That should be automatically disqualified, and a tribe should get the victory on that particular matchup.
And that's the other part too. Tribe got a lot of cuts with a bunch of other artists in that era that we, that 90s era that we grew up with, like most of them.
Busta Rhymes.
Scenario.
But
that's their song. He's
like in so many tracks on each one of their albums. He's at least in one or two songs, I think, almost in every single one of their albums, if not more.
Yeah.
And also, do we count Q-Tip's production? Because a lot of times they count when people produce the songs too. Q-Tip's produced a lot of hip hop acts. Like, do we count that as well?
But he has to be on the song. You can't just produce the track and you not be on the hook or verse or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ad-libs don't count either. Ad-libs, you know what I'm saying? No Migo ad-lib, Jeezy ad-lib. You gotta give me a hook or a verse.
Okay, because I
Some
mean,
bars.
isn't Q-Tip a voice on what song on
What
Jay-Z's
song?
Blueprint? I can't think of the song. I think isn't he on
Oh.
Girls?
Yeah.
No, does Q-Tip play that?
Nah.
I don't think so. He'd do more if they were to play this song, which I doubt was. What was that one song by that one group? That Groove Is in My Heart. Who sang that? Who sang that song?
The one hit one. The groove is in her. That one, yeah. Nah,
like he has a whole like.
I wouldn't even play that if I was.
Tip.
Tip is on that. Yeah,
no, he's on it though. He has a pretty good verse, but
yeah.
They better not play that. I hope they don't.
Nah.
That's an automatic DQ. That's a forfeit the match.
Yeah. You gotta go deep in the bag to bring that one out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I know, DJ, you got a couple of songs that you want to go ahead. You said make go head to head on. So what you got for us?
So, I mean, I just kind of categorized because, I mean, like I said, these are just two legendary classic groups, man. I had, started with their albums and their best cuts on those particular albums, starting with, of course, Outkast first, Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Funky Music, which, introduced me to Southern hip hop. Me being from Brooklyn, New York, came down to South. I was still listening to my up north. Actually, back 92, 94, I was actually listening to the West Coast. That's when Dr. Dre and Snoop, made their stamp on hip hop history. But then when I heard Outkast, I'm like, who are these guys? Like, where the hell did they come from? I thought they were some New York cats that came, migrated down South. But, on that Southern Playalistic, you had, of course, the aforementioned Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Funky Music, Players Ball, Get Up and Get Out, which was one of my, personal honorary favorites on that particular album, versus Tribe Called Quest, their first album, People's Instructive Travels and Passive Rhythm. You had Bonita Applebum, Can I Kick It? And
yes, you can. Just so you can answer that for you.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Were there any particular album cuts on those two albums that I didn't mention that, stuck out in y'all head?
I'm gonna say I can't think of one, but Rico, what do you got? Any cuts on there that you think about?
I mean, those are the two. I mean, I might get laughed at or whatever, but that album I like, but it's not one of my top 3 or 4 Tribe albums, believe it or not. It's one of those.
Neither mine.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like Bonita Applebum, everybody knows that. Can I Kick It? Everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I mean, it was just one that I didn't get into. But once we hit all the other albums, then I'm good. Yeah, so those two I think are the ones that represent.
Yeah, it was kind of that was. I mean, actually, both albums was kind of like just the introduction of the groups, and you know what I'm saying, it kind of like it kind of opened your ear, but like, wow, okay, what's this? This is different. You know what I'm saying? I can dig it. I can rock with it. And then I think by their second and third album, we were like, wow, they on the map. That kind of put them on the map. They were official.
So I'm probably going to go Outkast on that one. That line.
Outkast on that one? Yeah, I think I'm going to go Outkast as well. Second albums, we got AT Aliens. All-time classic. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Tribe Called Quest wasn't too far behind with the second album, but I'm sorry, I'm biased on that one. I mean, I let that album rock for like 2 years straight. I remember being in high school, 10th grade. Dude, that shit was like epic. I mean, you had AT Aliens, you had Elevators, Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac, like Wheels of Steel. Like, I mean, it goes on and on and on. But I'm gonna let Rico, you know what I'm saying, defend his squad though. I'm gonna let Rico.
When it comes to that one, I mean, I'm looking at the list too because I'm bad. Jason knows my memory's bad, but I mean, I know the songs and everything, but I'm looking at it like, to me, out of the Low End Theory, I love Excursions, Bugging Out, Butter, Show Business, the infamous Date Rape.
Okay.
Check the Rhyme.
Oh yeah, that's
we
classic.
Got Jazz. On there, even Scott Page, and of course Scenario, which is the last one on there.
Yeah.
So I mean, on that one, I mean.
So was that Scenario the one with Buster? That Scenario had Buster?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one Buster. Okay. Yeah, with a bunch of people in that one. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna go with the Low End Theory on that one for me, though. That's just how I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a draw because I can't choose between the two. But if I had to inch it, I'm probably gonna inch Low End Theory just because, like you talked about how you were with AT Aliens. I have sentimental value with Low End Theory, So I'm
Okay, you still in DC.
Yeah. So
I got bitten by the peach. I got bit by the peach. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog.
but I will say this: my first Outkast song was "Elevators" that I ever heard, and that was the first kind of like Southern rapping like artist that I remember listening to Outkast being in Florida, actually, Fort Lauderdale with my cousin, them rocking the Outkast, and I'm like, who is this? And they're like, oh yeah, it's Outkast.
Yeah, with the bass, with the booty shaking music.
Like, yeah. They're like, oh, this Outkast, and I'm like, damn, these jokers is going like, because I guess in my mind the stigma of Southern rappers were they weren't lyricists.
Yeah.
So to hear these two jokers going back and forth and they're lyricists, I'm like, the South got rappers like this is not called Scarface. Like it just was new to me. So I would say both of them hold a special place in my heart. That's why I think I'm gonna go with a draw. But if you had to put a gun in my head, I'm probably gonna go Low End Theory on that one as well.
Hell yeah. All right, so we got Tribe Called Quest third album, Midnight Marauders. We got the Classics Award Tour, Electric Relaxation, All Timer, Oh My God, versus Aquemini, Rosa Parks, Keep It on the Barbie, the Art of Storytelling, 1 and 2. Yes.
Look real.
Yes, indeed.
See, I'll chime in on this one first. This one, I love both albums.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think Aquemini is my favorite Outkast album.
Oh, wow.
I really do.
Okay.
That's me. So, I mean, to me, and don't get me wrong, I love Midnight Marauders. So this one's going to have to be, like I said, a draw on there. I mean, they're both that good to me. I mean, I'll listen to anyone randomly. I'll just go in my car and be like, okay, I'll pick either one and I'll listen through the whole album. I mean, I can't choose. I can't be that 50.1, 49.9. I'm just going to be 50-50 on that one.
I'm going to slide in and I'm going to say Aquemini on this one purely based on Storyteller. Like, that's that's just
1 and 2.
Yeah, that's just insane. And then you bring in the slick one. Yeah. You bring in the guy with the eye patch. You can. I gotta give you the dub on that one. I gotta give you the W for that one. So
I think I'm gonna go with the draw on that one too, man. Because like I said, ATLs is actually my personal favorite Outkast album, and then between Aquemini and Midnight Marauders, I'm gonna go with a draw. I'm kind of stuck in the middle on that one.
All right.
And then we got Stankonia with So Fresh, So Clean, Miss Jackson, B.O.B. versus Beats, Rhyme, and Life. Once again, Stressed Out. A couple of classics by Tribe. Which album you going with, guys?
I'm going to start off on this, but I think you got to go Stankonia. Not just, I think it's pretty closer to even, but you got to go Stankonia because, I mean, Stankonia took over the world. Like, people forget they was winning award shows. They like Stankonia like was the first Outkast album I felt where white people realized, oh, this rap, Southern rap could be actually art. Like, because Stankonia won like almost everything. I remember that year when it came out. So I'm gonna go Stankonia. Just that's my tiebreaker. Is that Stankonia was more critically acclaimed, and it was like, again, I remember being in college and people were fiending for Speaker Vox and Love Below because these young white kids had gotten Stankonia and was like, oh, Outkast is the shit. Like, well, I remember it was a fever pitch at Penn State trying to get the Love Below and Speaker Box because of how dope Stankonia was. So I'm gonna go Stankonia for that one.
About you, Rico?
I agree. I mean, Beats, Rhythm, and Life was okay. It wasn't the greatest, honestly, of their albums. So yeah, Stankonia all day long on that one, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Stankonia just had a greater global impact. You know what I'm saying? As far as hitting the mainstream and just taking it by storm, pretty much, like Jay said.
Yeah, B.O.B. definitely tore it up though.
Yeah,
Bombs over Baghdad.
Took it to another level.
Dose, stress.
And then, of course, the last one, I think it was the Love Movement, and versus. I mean, the only one track on there that was memorable to me was I didn't write it down.
What was it? Once Again?
No. That was Beats, Rhyme, and Life.
No, it was the one that they're sitting on in the Jeep in the Hummer. They're in the Hummer in that one.
Dang, I can't remember. I didn't write it down. But then
you got my heart for the weekend.
Yeah.
I can't think of it either.
it was kind of catchy. I mean, I liked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was
Was
the
it
only
Find My
song
Way or something like that?
Find My Way. There it is.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
it.
there you go.
Yeah, that was that. And then of course you had the solo effort collaboration album of Speaker Box and The Love Below.
That's a cheat code, man. That album's a cheat code.
Cheat code.
Like you could just take the speaker box and you still got enough hits to probably beat that. Like it's a cheat code.
Yeah, because at that point with the Love movement, that's when they were breaking up. That's when
Yeah, they were.
They had a lot of things. I think that's when actually didn't Five Dog, did he move to Atlanta over here at that point? I think he had left.
Real? Was that the case?
He had left New York and moved down south, I think. So he wasn't even living there anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those.
I was looking at the track listing, and it seemed like that it was only like 8 new tracks, and then it was a lot of like remixed or remastered stuff on there. And I was like, I never knew that from back in the day.
Yeah,
but
so I would go with the double on that one for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going with Speedbox or Love Below. Hey, quick question though, which one are you taking, Speaker Box or the Love Below?
You both know me well enough to know which one I'm taking. Like, if anybody listens to this show and all the stuff I do, y'all know what bag I be in. Y'all know I'm taking Love Below every day on Sunday.
I'm going with Love Below too, man.
Don't get me wrong. Speaker Box is so much like after I listened to them recently. Speaker Box is so dope, and I feel like if it wasn't because the Love Below was in my whole R&B situational bag, like. I would pick Speaker Box every time, but it's just something about me when you start singing melodies and shit.
Yeah.
And and for me, it's a rap on me. I'm like, I'm sold. Like, I don't care nothing else you're saying. Like, that's why all these melodic rappers get me now, because I'm like, you start singing on the track, I'm sold. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm here now.
That ain't even my lane, but you know what I'm saying? That Love Below was on another level, for real.
I mean, how many of these rappers owe money to Andre, T-Pain, and Kanye, and Kid Cudi?
They all do.
Yeah, like, I mean, I was listening to that Trippie Redd album the other day, and he's singing on it, and he always kind of sung, and it's just tight, but, like, I'm listening to Trippie Redd, and I'm like, this Joker should be paying royalties to these guys, the way, like, he's singing on these tracks now, so, even Boogie with a Hoodie, like, he'll get in his melodic bag, but I like it. I think it's real dope, but yeah, the Love Below, that's all shit, that's me all day.
I know you know about that spread.
Oh yeah. Spread for me.
Yeah.
I can't take it. And you're like, oh man, come on, man.
And prototype. Yeah,
oh man. My God. I mean, the video's kind of freaky, but the song, I mean, you put that on. I remember too. I was playing the Love Below, and my wife listened to it. She was like, What are you listening to? Like, is this like she thought it was like a spoof on real songs. Andre be out there,
for real, man.
With peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and all that shit. Like, I'm like, nah, this is the 3000, like, Love Below. Like, she couldn't get into it, but like for me, I was in that link hanging on to every word, man. That thing was so in my bag. But yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure.
Ice cold, like all of it, like the skits. Like.
So those are all the albums they're gonna put. Are they gonna end up putting the new one that we got it from here?
Yeah.
Thanks for your service. They're gonna put that one too.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna use
what's
all
that?
of them.
The Last Tribe album that just dropped like 5
I have never even I haven't listened to it.
Yeah,
it's dope.
I mean, that was good though, because it actually has Andre on there too, because he said he almost stopped rapping, right, because he doesn't have the motivation no more. It's like it's just gone. So he's on I think Kids is the one on there. And then he actually has Kendrick Lamar's in one of them too. I think it's Tokyo Conrad or Conrad Tokyo. Is the name of the song. He's in there as well. So they try to bring, a bunch of people in here. They could, of course, Busta has a rhyme in there. They brought back Jerobi because Jerobi was in and out of a tribe. Initially, he was in, then he was out, then he was in. They brought him back for this one. And of course, at that point, that's when Fife passed away. Rest in peace. I mean, the 5-foot assassin. It's just. But, I mean, I like that one, though. I do. Just knowing it is the last album, too, I mean, I liked it more. And he even has a song called The Donald. And this is before, obviously, Donald Trump got elected. And I think it's about Donald Trump as well.
Oh,
so, yeah. So,
all right, let's close off there. Again, check us out on all our DSPs, YouTube, Facebook, under Head Cannon Circus. Thank you guys for listening. As always, remember to like, subscribe, share, and follow. We will be back with some more hits and bring you that heat. All right, man. We see you next time.
All
True
right.
that.